Hogg Foundation. I want to first say thank you, because without y'all, I never would have been down this path. Y'all helped with paying for me to become a family partner 14 years ago. It kind of got led into my son got in trouble at school. Had been diagnosed since he was 6 with ADHD, with ODD, intermittent explosive disorder, and which led up to him being arrested, him going to juvie. Never had to deal with it before in my life. Of course, during that time frame, I was bipolar, not accepting it because it was still in that time frame of I didn't think anything was wrong with me. It was him going to jail was a wake-up call. I had to spend 3 days of not knowing where he was, no way of getting in touch with him, not knowing what happened. The only reason we did was because we were from a small town and the school cop called, which led me to go to court with him. And of course, the judge said, he listened to all the medical history and everything and said, well, 2 bipolar people in a house with nobody having treatment, it's not going to work. So if you want to get your son out of jail, we need one of you to get help. And if you do it and lead by example, then maybe he'll do it willingly. So I was like, oh, whatever. I wanted my son home, so guess what? I went and sought treatment. I did therapy for about 1.5 years. And then my therapist kept pushing me, think you'd be a great family partner. Think you'd be a great family partner. And I'm like, a what? So she pushed me to put the application in. And I started out in the agency as the front desk. I got to see different things, different atmospheres, how the whole clinic ran. And about 4 months in, she said, I want you to go to family partner training. And I went, okay, I just want you to do it part-time to help the one we have out. And I was like, okay. So she got a grant, not a grant, what? Scholarship from the Hogg Foundation. So I went. I got trained. Of course, during the time that I was down there, about a week prior to going, my son tried to commit suicide for the first time. So I was good through the training and everything until it got up to that point. And I want to say I have met long life friends from my trainers, Felicia, Angie, Shay, and Lynn. They made me feel at home and at ease. I believe Dennis was his name, the one that's over the Hogg Foundation. Am I right? Did I get it right? I think so. He actually came in and talked during that time, and I went downstairs all upset. They were the first people who made me feel comfortable in everything that was going on. The first people that made me feel there was no judgment. So I went back, and the family partner had personal issues and stuff going on, so she ended up leaving. And within a week after getting my certificate, they said, oh, you're the full-time family partner. I'm like, okay, so I dove myself into it. Did it for 8 years. I loved it. I loved being able to give the impact, and I think parents listen to me more because I was going through it with my son at the same time that I'm helping them and finding the resources. So I always say that my career grew as my son grew. And when he became an adult, I went to the adult side and I'm now a recovery peer specialist at the state hospital. I'm going to tell you, I like working with adults better than I do kids because they were more willing. But I was probably, during that time frame, I was 38 when I finally realized that Jennifer's a little different. Jennifer might need a little help because for the longest time I always thought there's a reason for me to be the way I was. My trauma, my history, my lived experience, I had a reason to be that way. Not something wrong with me, not that I need meds, not that I'm crazy. It took me that long to realize that I'm just a little different. And to keep Jennifer out of jail, Jennifer needs to take care of herself. That's how I tell myself. But I love it. I love what I do. I love that I get to impact people and teach them that this isn't the end of their story. Turn the page. Let's see what else you got. Don't let this put you in a box that you can't climb out. Thanks.